Hey everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome to a new entry in the Diaries of Everything Ching. I wanted to have a conversation about love and how much it's changed. When I was younger, I was never the girl who thought about her wedding day. As awkward as that may sound. However, I was the girl who listened to R&B songs. And when I say R&B songs, I mean 80s and 90s R&B. I'm talking Babyface. I'm talking John B. I'm talking Keith Sweat. I'm talking New Edition, Boys to Men type R&B. I'm talking As Yet, All for One, Mint Condition. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Please. All right, let me get it together. I was the one who would listen to those songs. And I wanted love like that. I was like, that sounds like such a beautiful love. The way they composed the music literally gave me butterflies. To this day, when I listen to certain R&B songs, I get so sucked into the beauty of the song that I feel like I'm in like the best relationship in the world. And then once the song ends, reality sets back in and it's just like, nah, that ain't quite your reality, boo. But that was who I was. I always wanted a love that felt like an R&B love song because I personally believe that I can provide that kind of love. And so when I was younger, I was very selective about who I would date. But hey, I would talk to people, get to know them. And I always felt like I had a cheat code because I had all brothers. And sometimes with having all brothers, you kind of get a glimpse into the other side. So I always felt like I had a cheat code. So when guys would say certain stupid little lies, I would know. Certain pickup lines, I would know. And so if it didn't feel like a love song to me, I didn't want it. And I felt like that's how I've been from teenage years. If it didn't feel like a love song, I didn't want it. It just didn't feel genuine. It felt like you were just trying to get into my pants for real. And I wasn't here for that. And so I always felt like through all the bullshit, as an adult, I'm going to have my love song. And so that's what I always refer to it as. Like, people say like, oh, I'm going to have my happy ending. I'm going to have my love story. I always would say I'm going to have my love song. Child, I'm in my early 30s and ain't none of that going on. The way adulthood just came and toppled me over the head, I'm just like, wait, what happened? Where is all these men that they were singing about in these songs? Where is this soft love? Where is it? Child, those men are married with kids my age. That's the problem. But then, right, you go online, which this could potentially be an issue because people know how to be a character online. But it seems like everybody, for the most part, want the same thing, but not everybody is willing to put themselves out there because of potentially past pains, past traumas that they didn't deal with, right? On the other side of the coin, people are a lot more interested in what they can get from you. So it's more about, maybe I can get a bag. Maybe I can get some head, some sex. Maybe I can get some money. Maybe they can put me up somewhere nice. As opposed to, maybe this person will love me in a healthy manner. Maybe this person will make me feel beautiful. maybe this person will take me out of my comfort zone. Maybe this person can teach me some things. The problem is we are in the world of, I'm going to use you before you use me. And I believe that when a real woman steps into the room or a real man steps in the room, people don't know what to do with it. And it's crazy that they never, I'm not going to say never, they hardly put a real woman and a real man in the same room. And if they do, something is wrong with one of them. And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean that they have issues, that they are a bad person. What I mean is one of them may not be ready for a relationship or emotionally unavailable because of they don't want to deal with the ups and downs of the dating world. Let's be real. The dating pool is toxic as hell. It's contaminated. I done seen some frogs. I think I even seen acid in there one time. Like, it's dirty. It's a disgusting place to be. So if you're listening to this and you're in a relationship, I know it may not seem good right now, but as long as a person isn't a cheater or isn't being abusive or any of those toxic traits, better try to work it out, because there ain't nothing out in these streets. Like, these streets are rough. And I gotta tell you, it's very disappointing, because call me naive, but I always felt like it was out there. I was just maybe too young to receive it at the time. And I was convinced that, it was nice to see men sing about love so beautifully. So I was convinced that, yeah, I can find this. Maybe not in the environment that I'm in. So I used to outsource other places. But at the end of the day, what I can say that I've learned is it's just an illusion. Now, do I believe that love exists? Absolutely. Do I believe that there's a lot of people who are capable of giving that love if they give themselves time to heal properly? Absolutely. But I think that there is too much influence, too much social media influence that is really fucking the game up. And I know a lot of times you see these social media couples and they're cute and they look nice. And a lot of people want to emulate that. I will never forget when Saweetie got a Birkin from her man. And all of a sudden we got these 9-to-5 women's asking their 9-to-5 men for Birkins. And it's just like, what are we talking about? Like, this is a very, very, very wealthy woman. And her man at the time was a very wealthy man who could afford to buy his woman a Birkin and not have to worry about bills. So it's very disappointing where we've gone with love, relationships, connecting on a genuine level. Now you're dating a representative for like 5 years, and then all of a sudden the real person comes out and you're like, wait, what happened? And I really, really do hope that, we all get to a point where we can heal and actually be happy within ourselves, so that we can then add someone else to the happiness. And instead of looking for them to be our happiness. I think that's another issue that we have. A lot of times we look for someone to make us happy instead of making ourselves happy, because that's going to run out. When the hard times come and they're not making you happy, those hard times are going to be harder than they need to be, because you don't have the capability to make yourself happy. So I feel like it can be done, but people need to be willing to do the work, and it's very, very hard work. But I think before any of that, we got to get off the social media train. Social media used to be a place where we can get away from the struggles of our everyday lives. And now social media is basically disrupting our lives because of how much of a heavy influence it has on every single part of our lives. The dating culture, the way people think about themselves, the fact that we're so able to see all the negative stuff that's going on in the world. Now, I think that it's good that they're able to bring awareness, but it's so beyond awareness at some points that it can really have an impact on your spirit. So I think we need to step out of that and remember who we are outside of social media, because we put our phones down at some point. We log out at some point. Who are you outside of social media? Got to find our center. We got to find our foundation and rebuild that. Because I personally feel like once you start doing, your work and you start doing your healing, the universe will know when you're ready to then add a person into your life to not complete the equation, but just add to it. So I believe at some point I'm going to get my love song. Call me naive, but I know it's out there. I know I've seen such beautiful love outside of having issues and working it out. I've seen it. I've seen how people dealt with it. I've seen people deal with some of the worst in the healthiest manner. It's inspiring. I think that we need to stop with these couple goals because we don't know their strategies, and not everyone's strategy works for everybody. So I think what it comes down to is our self-work and being able to do that hard work so that the universe can send us the person who is meant to be added to our already completed equation. But you guys let me know how you feel. Let's have a conversation about it. Do you think that the love song exists? Do you think that it's dead? Do you think it's a new type of love now? Let's have a conversation and chop it up. And cheers to a new episode.